Hey kids, it's me, Bria. I'm wearing a disguise. Nobody can tell I'm a superhero when I've got these glasses on. It's great. I can finally go about my day-to-day business without Lex Luthor coming after me. So, when I answer questions about my life on the internet, don't tell them, okay? It's a secret. The first question I'm going to answer is about what my favorite music is. A lot of people wanted to know that. And I'm really sorry to disappoint you, but I like a lot of really dorky music. I listen to soundtracks almost constantly. I really like the Dragon Ball Super theme song because it's really fun and action packed and it gets me super pumped to work. And most music I listen to is all about that, getting me super pumped. So outside of soundtracks, I also really like to listen to new retro wave, which is kind of like a soundtrack. Do you know that movie Terminator? Yeah, it's like that soundtrack all the time. It's awesome. Artists like Mega Drive, Carpenter Brett, The Midnight, Dance with the Dead, Christine, Kicker Puncher. So many to choose from, and they all have their own flavors. Some are more like horror movies, some are more like action movies, some are all nostalgic and romantic. It's great. New retro wave has gotta be my favorite genre, hands down. That and soundtrack, because I'm a dweeb. Oh, people want to know the stories of my piercings. So yeah, I have a rule that whenever I travel outside of the country, except to the United States, because that doesn't count, because come on, it's right there. It's cheating. It's too easy. Whenever I do travel outside the country, though, I have to get at least one piercing. So my first one's my ears and my nose. Yeah, that side. I got those in Thailand when I was working there, and it's where I started my transition. And then this one under my lip, I got while I was in Rome. I traveled to Europe this past spring on a writer's retreat with Sophie Labelle. She was writing her novel, I was writing my graphic novel. We went to a few different countries, and at the end of the trip, we ended up in Rome, and I got this to sort of commemorate it. I actually think I owe myself another piercing because I tried mushrooms for the first time this past summer, and that was like a really spiritual experience for me. It really affected me, and I think I should commemorate that trip with some other piercing, probably like on my ear somewhere, maybe a belly button. I'm not sure yet, but that'll happen. It's just tough because I'm raising money for surgery and I don't want to spend money on things. Oh, people are asking me if I have any messages for trans curious kids or other people who are, trying to admit their transness. And I would say, so doing this, exploring your gender, that can be one of the scariest things we can do. We're kind of like overhauling who we are and really self-examining, and it's scary. But my main point would be to don't be afraid. This doesn't have to be that scary. You can do little things, just changing how you think of yourself, changing how you present online with just different pronouns online, just little tests like that, and see if it feels better. And the worst is you don't like it and you back off. You don't have to do anything drastic right away. And the potential, though, is that you will be happier. And this is a key thing that I hope more people understand, is that you can be exactly who you want to be. You don't have to be somebody else's vision of who you should be. You only get to live once. You should live your life as the person you want to be on your terms. That's how I live my life, and I refuse to live my life any other way. People asking about my fashion sense and my collection of chokers. Yeah, I do have a collection of chokers. I feel weird if I'm not wearing a choker. It just feels like empty there. I mean, I might as well fill that equipment slot. I could use the stat bonuses, like +5 to fire resistance. Of course I'm gonna do that. I would be stupid not to have a choker on at all times. And in regards to my fashion sense overall, I mean, today I'm mostly dressed like a normal goddamn person, aside from wearing fake glasses to pretend I'm a superhero or some crap. But outside of that, I actually take a lot of my fashion cues from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. I like feeling really empowered, like some kind of superhero. So when I've got my Bria hat on and my lightning bolt earrings and like my heart choker and leather gloves, I feel so powerful and dynamic. And I think that's a great thing to express yourself through clothing. To just give yourself strength. I mean, taking your fashion cues from a comic book, I don't see how that's less valid than taking your fashion cues from some model. Like, who the crap's a model? They're nobody. They are about as real as a comic book character. So I'm going to go with comic books because they're more fun. Oh, dating. People ask if I am dating, who I date. I think some people kind of want to date me, I guess. I am dating. I'm open to dating just about anybody. I suppose I'd say I'm pan. My big criteria is they have to be kind. Everything else is negotiable. If you're not kind, I just don't really understand what's the point, you know? And I'm dating a very kind man right now. He's wonderful. We've been together for just over a year. And so I'm really sorry for people who are hoping to date me. I'll let you know if that changes. Oh, Star Trek versus Star Wars. That's okay, great. I'm just gonna alienate 50% of you, aren't I, here? Yeah, so I grew up with both. I love both. But as an adult, I really want my art to have a intellectual core to it. And I think Star Trek just does that better. It's exploring moral and ethical issues on a level Star Wars just isn't. And as much as I love the fun fantasy laser swords, hairy men with crossbows going on, Star Trek has to win. It's dealing with real issues and it speaks to me. That's kind of what I'm all about. I want to talk about things. Oh, how can my fans support me in dealing with trolls that attack me online? So, you guys are already great. You actually support me really well already. Whenever some troll comes on the page, whenever there's a troll raid where they all dress up like frogs and share angry pictures of Nazis or whatever, you guys jump right in. You're not afraid to argue with them. And we're all fighting together side by side. And it's really great. There's a sense of camaraderie. And I think we really grow closer together as a community. And I actually enjoy it when that happens. Truthfully, though, there's a lot of trolling that happens behind the scenes that you guys don't see. Death threats, hate mail. I'm not going to show that all the time. I don't need to dump that negativity onto people. But yeah, that's emotional labor that I don't exactly get compensated for. And there's a lot of work that goes on behind the scenes for creators of online content that the viewers don't see. And that's why it kind of is important, I think, if you really like, say, somebody's webcomic or something, to try and support them, either sharing the work, liking stuff, comments go a long way. And then, of course, there's Patreon, financial supporting us every week or month. Buying merchandise. I've got a lot of books for sale. It makes me so happy when somebody buys a book. It really means a lot to me. And I'm really trying to move forward with pushing people to support independent artists. That's what I try to do with my entertainment budget, meager as it is. And I hope more people will start trying to put their entertainment dollars towards independent artists they like, rather than these large companies that really aren't serving our needs super well these days, I'd say. And sort of on that note, somebody also had asked if I'm going to start putting out a serialized comic of any sort, like an adventure story. And yes, I am. I'm working on a story called Starfish Gemini that's going to come out over the winter. It's an action-adventure kung fu story. Takes place, hundreds of years in the future on a distant planet populated by extraterrestrial dinosaurs, and the survivors of a failed space colony must fight for survival in this rugged wasteland and learn about each other. And it's got a great emotional core. I'm really enjoying the characters, and I think it's going to be great. So look for Starfish Gemini this winter. That's going to start coming out. Yeah, I think that's plenty of questions. This will be the last AMA I do. Tomorrow, though, I'm going to do a live video on my Facebook page. So I recommend you go check that out. And I'll announce it, the time, probably 5 p.m.? Yeah, let's say 5 p.m. September. What the crap date is it? September 8th. You can come on. I'll talk about stuff. I'll answer all the rest of your questions. It'll be fun. In the meantime, you should share this video. You should subscribe to this YouTube channel. And you should keep on smiling and being your wonderful self. It really means a lot to me that you watched all of this. Thank you so much for asking these questions. And thank you so much for paying attention to me and my narcissism. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.